Let me get ready here. Good morning, afternoon, good day from me, Mr. Morales. Today, we're talking about the coastal plains again. And I don't like my head being way down here. I'm going to move me. How's that? Better? Probably. Okay, so let's start with the 5 sections that we talked about. Okay, so we're going to start with the Blackland Prairie. And the Blackland Prairie got its name because the land in this prairie was very dark and the soil was really, really dark. So they called it the Blackland Prairie. Kind of makes sense, right? Now, in this prairie, we grow a lot of cotton and we also grow sorghum, which is a grain which is used to feed livestock. And livestock is like cattle, okay? Now, the next section, the post oak belt, which is named after the post oak tree, which is a type of tree, obviously. And the post oak belt has a lot of mine. Hold on. Okay. I think it's finally done. Okay. Again, the post oak belt. That's where we were, right? Named after the post oak tree. Okay. And in the post oak belt, we have mines and we have a ton of farms. And you'll notice in all of these areas of the coastal plains region and throughout Texas, we have a ton of farms. Okay. Texas is all about farming and other stuff, but a lot of farming. So in these mines are what's called lignite, and that is a type of soft coal. And I know you're thinking, well, if it's soft coal, what is hard coal? Well, it pretty much means exactly what you think it means. One is softer and one is more hard. So okay, it stopped. I'm going to show you some lignite now. So stay right here. Okay, wait. I think we're here. Yeah, we're here. Okay, guys, this is lignite. Okay, you can see it looks kind of dull. It's not very shiny. Has some striations here, but other than that, it's kind of boring looking, right? Now, here's anthracite. Stay right here. And this is what anthracite looks like. Anthracite is a hard coal. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. All right, but I'm at the bottom again. That's all right. Anthracite is a hard coal. And you can tell it's really shiny and it just looks like it's really hard, right? If you tried to punch it, it would hurt a lot, I'm sure. So don't punch coal or anybody or anything. Okay, back to the reading. And we are back, but my head is gone. That's okay. So that's the post oak belt. And we do what is called coal mining and burn coal for energy, which is good and bad. Coal produces a lot of carbon dioxide and creates a lot of pollution in the air, which is something we talked about in chapter 1, if you'll remember a couple weeks ago now. Moving forward. So after we leave the post oak belt, we're going to reach the piney woods. And the piney woods has a lot of rain per year. Remember, it has the most rain of any area in Texas per year. So anywhere from 40 to 50 inches. So that's a lot of rain. And it's called the piney woods because there are a lot of pine trees, but there's also a lot of other different types of trees there as well. So the lumber industry, which has to do with trees and cutting down trees and producing wood, wood, is huge in this part of Texas. So the next one, once we leave the piney woods, we are going to the coastal prairies. And the coastal prairies have what are called bayous. And bayous are like really slow moving streams. They look kind of like a swamp almost, but swamps are different. And we're not going to really go into that because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about bayous. But swamps are different because they're like really, really soaked land. But bayous are actually rivers. Okay, so that's the main difference there. And yes, I did talk about it after I said I wasn't going to talk about it. That tends to happen. Anyway, so in the coastal plains, the further you move inland or away from the water, the better the ground gets for like producing crops and different things like that, raising crops. But in this area, there are a lot of oil rigs and oil wells. And oil is what we use in so many different things, which we will talk about actually later this year. We'll go into a lot about oil, the positives and negatives of oil. And that will take us all the way back to chapter 1 and pollution yet again. But moving forward, we are going to move to the South Texas Plain. And the South Texas Plain is really dry. It's very dry. And so farmers have to use what's called irrigation, which means transfer, like bringing water in from an outside source like the Rio Grande to irrigate or water their crops, which is fine. We use irrigation in a lot of different parts of Texas that don't have access to huge sources of water or where the land is very dry. So the soil is great for crops here, but the problem is it's also dry, right? Like I said, which is why they have to bring the water. But the weather's great. The weather is what is called mild weather, and so there's not a lot of freezing temperatures. It doesn't get insanely hot. It stays around the same temperatures throughout the year, which helps the crops thrive and grow better. And all of this is great, and it actually helps Texas be the leading vegetable producer in the United States. Now, I don't know how to get my head back on here, so hold on one second. Well, I found my head and the rest of my body in a very huge picture now. So, in closing, we're just going to end this thing now. Okay, I've been talking for forever. Here's what you need to do today. You need to read pages. You need to read pages 92 and 93. Okay, and on your map, you need to list your 2 features and do your illustrations like you have been for your other sections. Okay, and then don't do anything else until tomorrow. So read pages 92 and 93. Once you finish that, write down your two features about the coastal plains and make sure you do your illustrations. You can color them, you can draw them, you can do both, right? And I think that's it, man. I think we're finally done. After the whole dishwasher fiasco, losing my head, we're at the end of the video. And there's probably some bloopers at the end. There are bloopers at the end. Of just me. You guys have a great day. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but my dishwasher is being so loud. And I'm sorry. Let me show you. One second, stay right here. Please tell me you heard that. We'll see. When I run this tape back, we'll see if you can actually hear that. I'm making all sorts of weird noises over there. Still going. My head is still missing. I don't know where my head went. This will be great in the bloopers. Mr. Reynolds lost his head. Ugh. Hopefully you guys laugh at this. I don't know where it is.